tell me, what is it that you're not doing? What is it that you're doing differently from everybody else doing all these church plays and plays with?
I write everything from comedy to drama to suspense to gospel to I even did a play. The play I'm doing now is called Personality, and it's a play with monologues. It's a play inside of a monologue. It's monologues inside of a play. And most people do, when you hear the word monologue, you think people just don't sit down on a chair, get up and say their monologue and sit back down. Well, I did mine in a skit form, where you still get the whole play, but each person steps out of each scene and tell a monologue of what's going on in that character. So, and nobody that I've seen thus far, according to most of the playwrights that that have been in contact with, no one has done anything like that as yet. So most times when you hear things like the vagina monologues and things like that, it's mainly people just standing up talking and, expressing that particular character. Well, I don't do masks like that. I also did a play called His Story that was strictly about African-American black men, and it told their stories in a positive light, what they felt like as being a husband or a father or a boyfriend or a single man. I came from what they felt and was, deep down in their hearts, not so much of a let's beat the man down type of play. You got so many plays that's beating brothers down. I did a play to say, hey, we got, brothers have feelings too, and I allowed them to express themselves in that particular aspect. So it's just a lot of stuff. I don't do a lot of strictly gospel. I did one gospel play, and it wasn't really gospel. It was gospel with drama in it. So it was a little bit of both. I would say it was a spiritually uplifted play, more so than I would say gospel. I don't like a lot of singing. I incorporate poems instead of singing. So it's a lot of different things that I incorporate that a lot of people, and I like new, fresh faces. I like people who never hit the stage. I like those.
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. Mm-hmm. You have done multiple plays, multiple genres of work. Mm-hmm. Which type of play out here do you feel people are really more so geared to? Is it church? You say you've done church, you've done comedy, you've done a variety of different types of plays. From looking at your audience attendance or even going to different plays, what play genre do you feel really is a moneymaker? For those new listeners that are listening, that are getting into writing a play and becoming a playwright, what is it that you feel out here is the money-making play? Do you feel it's a gospel play? Do you feel people more so geared to going to seeing a gospel play? Do you feel that they're more so geared to seeing a play dealing with sexual assault or home invasion? Or do you feel that it's based on the season? Is it during April time that this is when police brutality plays are good to put out? Or in the wintertime, love story plays. What type of play have you seen people are really geared to?
Well, from my experience, it doesn't matter what the season is. Like I said, in most cases, playwright season is from September. Really, the normal playwright season is from September to April. That's the playwright season. Rarely do you get too many plays during the summertime. So playwright season is really, from September all the way around to April. So I don't think it's a seasonal time, thing. You will get Christmas plays and Easter plays around, Easter gospel plays. But the play that I see so far that if you're looking at revenue, more so is that, the man has left me or the woman has, did me wrong. It's relationship plays. Those are the plays to me that bring in the most revenue and gets the most attention. And to me, it's unfortunate because there are so many different aspects of the black life other than some man that did you wrong. You know what I'm saying? So but that is what I saw. People have purchased tickets and really been part of things of that nature because, it's more or less, I guess it's more relatable to people nowadays than trying to hear stuff that's different and unique.
Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have come across a lot of plays. Is there a particular play that you have went to and you could not bear to sit and you had to leave out and you didn't come back in to see the play? Come on, be honest. Be honest. Come on.
I mean, I've never left a play, so I can't say that. But it has been a play that I felt like, I should have not, but I can't say that because I feel like I'm a person that supports people, period. Especially our brothers, Black, African Americans, because we don't get enough support. We don't get the support that we should, especially if especially local talent. We don't, our people. If you ask most Black people about stage plays, you're going to get at least 7 to 10 out of those Black people who say they never been to a play, or they don't go to plays, or they rarely even go. The most, they just don't go to plays. The things that get them to plays is holiday season, those, type of things, or a big name like Tyler Perry or David E. Talbot or somebody big would draw them to come and say, well, let me go to the play. If they got some big names. But local playwrights really have it hard to get their gifts out there. So I try to support everybody. So I can't really say I wouldn't go or I felt bad. Maybe I didn't like what they wrote or I didn't understand it. But I couldn't really say that because I try to support regardless.
Okay, well, you just said it's hard for local playwrights to try to get into this industry. What is it that you would tell? You just said people more so geared to go and see David Tolliver or Tyler Perry, but you're a local playwright.
Yes, I am.
What is it that you want people to be focused on or come to see you? And why should they come and see you over a Tyler Perry or David Tolliver?
Well, I'm not going to say that they should come and see me over them, but what I would say is that they should, just because you haven't reached their level of recognition, you shouldn't downplay that you would be inspired, entertained because it's at a lower level. You shouldn't think of it like, okay, this is somebody, I don't know her, so I'm not going to go to a Jay McClain, but I will go to Tyler Perry. I mean, I've had, and this is no shout out because Tyler Perry is like one of the greatest playwrights I think out here, period. And I've had a person come to me and say, I went to this play, but then I went to his play, went to your play, and I just said the only difference was you should have had your play at the pot. That's the only difference. And I was like, wow, because of the storyline. So what I'm saying is not because you're less gifted because you're not on his level. It's just that you haven't reached the level of recognition that those great playwrights have reached as of yet. So I just feel like people shouldn't downplay it because you don't have your name blooming in red lights yet and say, well, I'm not going to support that sister, but I'm going to go to this because, I've heard people go to a big-time playwright play, and they was like, it was garbage. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say that, but that's what they said. So that's why I say it shouldn't be about what level you're on. It should be about the fact that if you go to plays and you want to enjoy a play, you should go to plays, period. Theater is theater, and the reason why it really bothers me because there's so many young Black people, men and women who I've met throughout the time that I've been doing plays, really love acting because acting and writing is a way of expression. All the different things the urban communities go through today, these kids have an outlet to express themselves through music, through writing, through acting. But if people are not supporting that genre, they just feel like, well, I ain't going to do that. I'm going to just try to see if I can dribble this ball and get a scholarship, or I'm going to either sell some drugs or maybe go to school and hopefully that'll work out. But you got some really talented actors, writers in the community that just won't thrive themselves into that because they're so afraid that they won't have the opportunities afforded to them. To be able, and the other thing is, a lot of big-time playwrights, and I'm not, saying that their responsibility, they don't come to the urban communities to try to get younger folks to see, to get talent and stuff. They go do talent scouts or stuff like that. They don't come to the communities and say, well, hey, I've made it, so let me come back and let me see what kind of great writers are right here in the urban cities. So it's kind of like a catch-22. It's kind of, well, I won't say a catch-22, but it's kind of just unfortunate because it's so hard. I just been blessed, I believe, because I grew up in a community where I knew a lot of people anyway, and I've gotten along with the majority of my peers. So when I began to write plays, people supported me. So in the support and in the process of people supporting me, my name kind of grew a little bit throughout the community. So when I put on plays, I didn't get, even if I didn't do a sellout show, I never went less than 200 people per show. So I did, as a local playwright, that's a pretty decent, that's a pretty decent attendance. So that's why I say it just, it's kind of hard.
Okay. So you've had a great time doing this. What play would you love to do, and who would you love to work with?
You said what play would I love to do?
Yes. What type of play would you love to do, but you've just been a little scared to tackle it? And who would you like to work with, artist-wise, musician-wise? Who would you like to work with?
Well, I have, again, mentioning his name, I would love to work with Tyler Perry, and I would love to work with, maybe David, a David Talbot as well. But as far as writing a play, it's not a play that I'm scared to tackle. I mean, like I said, it is something that I just think that, if I have a vision of a play, I will write it and put it down on paper and go with it from there. People either gonna like it or not like it. So there's really nothing that I wouldn't do. It's nothing that I would be scared to tackle. I would tackle. If there's something that come in my mind, something I'm God-given or something I see, I would like to write a play about this. Because I did a controversial play called Flawed Beautiful People, and people were blown away from that play. Like, that was the play that I got most of the recognition from. A lot of people still talk about that play today. So, that was a controversial play because it talked about a pastor, that was a great man of God, but he had some sexual issues with homosexuality. And it just, when I showed all that throughout my play, people, especially church people, they were like, whoa. It kind of threw them back, but it was the truth. And that's why it was called Flawed Beautiful People, because everybody that's coming for you is not necessarily who they appear to be. Or they can be that person, but they have the same struggle like everybody else.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get in contact with this wonderful playwright, where can they contact you and where can they see your work?
Okay, again, you can see my work right now. I'm in the city of Detroit, Michigan. I'm doing most of my plays at the Paul Robeson Theater at the Northwest Activity Center. My phone number is 313-434-9776. You can go on Facebook, Jay McClain Entertainment, Twitter, Jay the Playwright, Instagram, the same thing, Jay the Playwright, or you can go to my website, www.jmcclainentertainment.com, and you can get all the information for what I have up and coming.
And if you wanted people to know one thing about you, what is that you want people to know one thing about you and your plays? Just one word.
One word. Dang. Creative.
Creative. And how creative is your plays?
Creative to again, like I said before, creative to the point where I'm always trying to do something a little different from everybody else.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to keep her in mind. She's an up-and-coming playwright, and hey, be sure to come and see her instead of those high-name playwrights, because you have to support your local playwrights because they're out here, and they want your support. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening to us, and thank you for calling in to the Rob G. Afternoon Drive Show. I've had a wonderful time talking with you today.
Okay, thank you. You have a great day.
You do the same. And hey, send me all your information to our email at